Hi dear students, in a very short video of a previous session we discussed about the classification of kingdom Protista. In this session we will discuss about the very general characteristic features of kingdom Protista, along with that many different groups which are classified in the earlier session. We will start with the general characteristic features of a kingdom Protista. So here the first general characteristic is general characteristic features of kingdom Protista. Okay, so here these organisms, based on that the presence of organisms, where they are found, they found everywhere they will be found. So that's why these organisms are called as cosmopolitan in habitat. Cosmopolitan in habitat, that means they will be found in wet habitat, marshy areas, in swamps or in aquatic regions. In that aquatic, it may be present in freshwater bodies and also in marine conditions. As due to the presence in very different regions, they are said to be cosmopolitan in habitat. And next is, the next important general characteristic feature is they act as a dominant phytoplankton of aquatic bodies. Dominant phytoplankton of aquatic bodies or water bodies. Andre, you know that phytoplankton, they become a food for next higher group of organisms. A very smaller group of organisms which becomes a food for next higher group of organisms are called as phytoplanktons. As the Protista which are present with a group of few lower organisms which have the characteristic features of a plant kingdom, and also some group of organisms which possess animal characteristic features, they are present in one kingdom and they will be living in water bodies, completely in the water bodies. So that's why they become a food for next higher group of organisms. So that's why they are the dominant phytoplankton groups anteli kuda kariteve. And next point, they conduct photosynthesis of 80%. Conduct photosynthesis, I will write PS only, okay na? Photosynthesis of about 80%. So ella protistans alli enidavalla photosynthetic protistans, so avu totally of 80% of photosynthesis was done by protistans itself. Andre like golden algae, golden brown algae, fire algae. So these will conduct photosynthesis. Based on the photosynthetic property, we have classified the autotrophic protistans. Like next is heterotrophic. So based on mode of nutrition, we have classified. In that, the group of organisms which conduct photosynthesis are autotrophic protistans. So as they conduct about 80% of photosynthesis. Next point, they are solitary or colonial in habitat. Colonial in habitat. Solitary andre single agirutte. Sorry. Solitary means they will be in single. Onde ondu ulkondirutte elladru. Athwa colonial andre in a colonies. Colonial means which they present socially. Andre ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಒಂದೇ ಹತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೊಲೋನಿಯಲ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ they possess true nucleus. They possess true nucleus with all membrane bound organelles. All membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organelles. You know that as these protistans are unicellular eukaryotes. As eukaryote refers to the presence of ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಪಿಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಟ್ರೂ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಸೋಸೋಮ್ಸು, ಗಾಲ್ಗಿ ಬಾಡೀಸು, ಗಾಲ್ಗಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಸ್ಸು, ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದರೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ಈ ಥರದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೂ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೆಮ್ಬ್ರೇನ್ ಬೌಂಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನಲ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ they form locomotion also. They form locomotion also as they possess animal protozoan properties, animal kingdom properties. So that's why a group of protistans which are classified as a animal protozoans. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ, ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರೆ ಪಟ್ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಹೇಳೋದೇನು, ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸು ಇದ್ದತ್ರನೇ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಲೈಫ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಒಂದೇ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಇನ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವೇ ದ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಪ್ರೊಟಿಸ್ಟಾ ಆಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋಕೋಮೋಟರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ which were classified as a Sarcodina, Ciliata, Zooflagellata, right? So these type of organisms are found and those are called as animal protozoans. They exhibit locomotion by the presence of pseudopodian movement or maybe ciliary movement or flagellatory movement. So three types of movement are there, flagellatory movement. And next point, they exhibit holozoic mode of nutrition if they are heterotrophic. Holozoic mode of nutrition if they are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic ಅಂದರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲೇನಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸು. heterotrophic protozoans like animal protozoans exhibit holozoic mode of nutrition where the digestion takes place inside the body. Food is taken in and then digestion takes place inside itself. Inside digestion is observed and that is called as holozoic mode of nutrition. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? So this is about the general characteristic features. And next which comes to the reproduction. The reproduction in Protista is majority of asexual method. That means they exhibit either binary fission or budding or spore formation. ಸ್ಪೋರುಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅದನ್ನು. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸ್ಪೋರುಲೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್. ದ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿಲಿ asexual and few exhibit sexual mode of reproduction. Where the sexual mode of reproduction includes of fusion of unicellular haploid sex cells to form zygote. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು? ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಯಾರು ಹೆದರ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. Reproduction is observed in two different ways in Protista. These are asexual method of reproduction takes place by binary fission. Binary fission ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ನೀವು ಅಮೀಬಾ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬೈನರಿ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಬಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್, the structure which resembles the one organism of a protista, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು protista ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. Just by making a scar of this parental organism, a simple unit is going to be emerged from the parental organism itself, and that is called as budding. It is best observed in Hydra and yeast. ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಂಗೈಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೈಡ್ರಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಲೆಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಬಡ್ಡಿಂಗ್. Sporulation, a small spore structure of any individual protista which forms many very tiny structures called as spores, and each structure will develop into a new organism of a protista. So this is called as sporulation. And in sexual reproduction, fusion of unicellular haploid sex cells to form a zygote. It refers to of male sex cell is 1 and female sex cell is 1, and the nature ploidy is n, and here also n. N plus n is 2n, so that's why this is 2, that's why di means 2, diploid in condition. When it become zygote ಆದಾಗ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. n ಮತ್ತು n ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್, and this is also haploid, right? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು? ಹ್ಯಾಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದವು ಎರಡು ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಜನರಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ನ ಡೀಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೆದಿದ್ರು, ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನನಗೇನೂ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಮೋರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಾಪಿಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಆರ್ ಬೈ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ sentences that will be helpful for you only. There is no help for me, so be careful while writing an answers. Understood? So this is about the general characteristic features of a kingdom Protista. ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ. Next we will go directly to the photosynthetic group of protistans. Photosynthetic group of protistans first. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೀದೆ ಉಳ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ಬರೀ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೈಮ್ನ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ದೆ ಹೋದರೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ನೀವು ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ನ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? We'll start with the photosynthetic protista. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲನಪ್ಪ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ protista is a Chrysophyta. So first photosynthetic organism of a protista is a Chrysophyta. Example for this chrysophyte is diatoms. Diatoms like and another one example is golden algae or golden brown algae. These two are the examples of photosynthetic protist called as chrysophyte. And the special properties of chrysophyte includes, these are predominantly aquatic, and most of these are freshwater and marine. They exhibit both the condition called as marine habitat and freshwater habitat also, right? So there, these all become the major phytoplanktons of marine bodies. Major phytoplankton for marine, for seas ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತೇನೆ. ಓಷನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೀಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಜರ್ ಫೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಂಕ್ಟನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ, ದೇ ಪೊಸೆಸ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ shapes of an organism. So chrysophyte exhibit many different shapes with the respective organisms. They may be circular, or they may be boat shaped, or it may be triangular, or it may be rectangular in shapes. Rectangular are also spindle shaped structures. And then they may be filamentous also. So next property of chrysophyte is the cell wall is made up of cellulose and silica also. ಇದೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನೀವು. The cellulose is a cell wall component of a plant kingdom. So that's why the members of Protista will be a connecting link for Monera and also the plant kingdom. Higher groups ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್, ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದಾವಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೊಟಿಸ್ಟಾ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಯರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲೋಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ ವಾಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್, which makes a connecting link with the plant kingdom and previous kingdom of Monera. Along with cellulose, they possess silica, that is silicate oxides, SiO2. Oxides of silica will also be there. So here they form a diatomaceous earth. As, see, I am going to write one diagram for this. If you consider that this is a one diatom and it is made up of silica component outer side. When the cell of a diatom get dead, the internal component will get degraded and the outer silica is indestructible component. As it is indestructible, ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜಸ್ ಇಂದ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್ ಆಗದೇ ಇರುವಂಥ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್, indestructible property is indestructible, so that the silica component will become as it is and this internal component will get degraded, waste ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಅಂದರೆ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. and later it makes a two layer of it. Okay na? And again on the top of this a new organism is going to be emerge, and by completing its lifespan the internal component will get degraded, and again it also forms the next layer and the next layer and the next layer. Like this there will be a formation of many layers due to the deposition of silica, and that it forms a diatomaceous earth. So this is a diatomaceous earth. It is formed due to the indestructible component called as silica and the outer cell wall of a chrysophytes. The next property they exhibit a soap box like structure, soap box like appearance, where it possesses a upper lid and inside component. Outer one is called as epitheca or epitheca or, and lower case is called as ಐಪೋ. ಐಪೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಳಗಿಂದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಐಪೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ವರ್ಡ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಪಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೇಲೆ, ಐಪೋ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ. ಸೊ ಎಪಿಥೀಕಾ ಐಪೋಥೀಕಾ ಇಸ್ ಅ lower case. So that's why these two structures are present. Diatoms which possess a soap box like appearance or resemblance, where it possess lid and lower case, and the structures are said to be epitheca and the hypotheca. And then due to the presence of, I will show in this diagram, a ridges, furrows on the lid of a diatom. ಈ ಥರ ರಿಡ್ಜಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಉಪ್ಪು ತಗ್ಗುಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಥರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಡ್ಜಸ್, ಉಬ್ಬುಗಳು, ಫರ್ರೋಸ್, ತಗ್ಗು. ಫರ್ರೋ ಅಂದರೆ ತಗ್ಗು ಅಂತ, ರಿಡ್ಜಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಉಬ್ಬು ಅಂತ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೋರಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ which gives a ornamental appearance. So that's why these are called as plant world appearance. So that's why these are called as ornamental appearance is observed in these presence of ridges, furrows and pores. So that's why these are called as jewels of plant world or pearls of plant world. Pearls of plant world. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದಿಷ್ಟು? So this is about chrysophyte. You can come to know that very different properties. And in one more thing here, few of the members of chrysophyte are members of chrysophytes possess two symmetry. The members of chrysophyte possess a symmetry. Symmetry ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಬಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, I can be cut into two equal halves, bilateral symmetry. And when it comes to starfish ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಹಾಫ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಹಾಫ್ಸ್. ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಲುಗಳು ತಲೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಹಾಫ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸಿಮೆಟ್ರಿ chrysophyte members are classified into two types. One is centric symmetry containing organisms and pinnate symmetry containing organisms. And these centric are freshwater organisms, pinnate are marine water organisms. And these are bilaterally symmetrical or asymmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical or asymmetrical. A ಅಂದರೆ absence, symmetry ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Asymmetrical also. These possess radial symmetry. Radial ಅಂದರೆ you can cut the organism's body into two equal halves at any plane, and that is called radial symmetry. I will write a diagram of a starfish to understand better about the radial symmetry. Here it is a starfish. If you cut at this section or at this section or at this section or at this section, any section can be cut to get equal halves. That is called as radial symmetry. Bilateral symmetry, if you consider this as a insects and this is a thoracic region, and this is considered as a abdomen, and these are the legs of a insect and these are the wings. and if you consider these things, then you can cut the equal halves at only one plane, and that is called as bilateral symmetry. ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಬರೀ 2 halves ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಫೋಟೋಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟಿಸ್ಟಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರೈಸೋಫೈಟಾ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಓದಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ. ಯಾವುದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್.